We close tonight with our own Sandie Rinaldo and a full circle moment after a remarkable half a century with CTV. Here's Tom Walters with Sandie's story.
The only child of Holocaust survivors, Sandie Bricks felt a deep sense of responsibility.
I became very protective of my parents.
From an early age, she wanted to shield them from any more pain and make them proud.
How much has that affected the rest of your life?
I think, without a doubt, that desire to make my parents proud shaped me.
She seemed headed for a career in the arts.
I was going to be a dancer on Broadway.
But with family in Toronto and already married to lawyer Michael Rinaldo, she turned to another interest, journalism. A week out of university, she took a job answering phones for the head of CTV News and gave him a bold prediction.
One day I'm going to host Canada AM. He laughed, picked himself up off the floor and said, "Okay, let's see what you can do."
That was 1973, and women were on TV, of course. But there was one thing they could not do.
Women cannot be anchors because their voices don't have credibility.
An attitude so prevalent that at the BBC that year it was actually put in writing. A female voice is considered to lack authority in newsreading. Undeterred, Sandie Rinaldo was quickly promoted off camera, then auditioned for a job on camera.
Margaret Trudeau, the wife of Canada's Prime Minister.
There was no looking back. She became a reporter.
Sandie Rinaldo, CTV News.
And just 3 years later, broke through the glass ceiling.
Sandie has the details.
Thank you, Norm.
The first woman in Canada to be the regular anchor of a network newscast.
Subway service has been shut down.
Of course, the feedback was not always about journalism.
Lots of comments about my various hairstyles as they evolved.
While her hair was a little bigger in those days, so were the telephones. And while news was still shot on film, she could see a big change coming.
The fact that we are now moving into videotape.
Anxious to prove she could be both an anchor and a mother, she worked late into her first pregnancy. And to the alarm of co-host Norm Perry, her contractions started on the air.
And so Norm called for towels to be brought to the newsroom.
Seriously?
I don't know what he would have done.
She had a baby girl the next day. And 2.5 years later, expecting son Noah, she was given a joyful send-off.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you all so much.
Putting her more than ever in the public eye for a private heartbreak.
We lost Noah the day he was born.
Strength came from family. Over time, there would be 3 daughters. And from passion for her work. She was named weekend anchor of CTV National News, while also doing W5 investigations and decades of revealing profiles.
Do you hate giving interviews?
It's very hard for me.
Do you hate this?
No, you're making it very comfortable, thanks.
Disarming, but unflinching.
Hard living, drinking.
Yeah.
She got the famous and powerful to open up about their lives, while remaining private about her own, as far as she could.
Sandie's husband, Michael, died this morning after a brief but heroic battle with lung cancer.
News of another loss to her family prompted Canadians to let her know she had become part of theirs.
Viewers would write to me and share their stories of loss, and I responded. I wrote back, I hand wrote letters back to everyone. Cancer is on the rise.
2 years later, she fought her own battle and defeated breast cancer, but she said nothing until now.
Largely because my father was still alive.
And because she was still the protective daughter.
And my father had been through so much loss, I didn't want to burden him with this.
Both parents are gone now, but they still inspire the work she values most.
And if life is improved for even one person as a result of my investigations, that will make me feel so good.
Now, as she celebrates the start of her 51st year at CTV, it's clear that what Sandie Rinaldo was so determined to do for her parents, she has also done for her daughters and granddaughters and generations of colleagues. She has made them proud. Tom Walters, CTV News.
A remarkable woman with a heart of gold. And we will continue to celebrate the incredible milestone tomorrow, which is Sandie's actual anniversary date. And 1 week from tonight, you can watch CTV's special presentation, I'm Sandie Rinaldo, a journey of discovery about her family. That's at 9 p.m. next Friday.